Do you want to hear the story of kings and battles? Do you want to hear how God lifted up David and brought down his enemies? Stay with me as we begin the book of 2 Samuel. This is not just history. This is the living word of God. It speaks to us today. Let us begin. Chapter 1. Now it came to pass after the death of Saul. David had returned from the slaughter of the Amalekites, and he stayed 2 days in Ziklag. On the third day, behold, a man came out of the camp from Saul. His clothes were torn, dirt was upon his head. And when he came to David, he fell to the ground and bowed. David said to him, "From where do you come?" And he said, "I have escaped out of the camp of Israel." David said, "How went the matter? Tell me." And he answered, "The people have fled from the battle. Many are fallen and dead. Saul and Jonathan his son are dead also." David said, "How do you know that Saul and Jonathan are dead?" And the young man said, "I happened to be on Mount Gilboa." Saul leaned on his spear. The chariots and horsemen were close behind him. He looked behind him and called me, and I stood before him. He said, "Who are you?" I answered, "I am an Amalekite." He said, "Stand upon me and kill me, for anguish has come upon me. My life still lingers in me." So I stood upon him and killed him, because I was sure he could not live after he was fallen. And I took the crown that was upon his head, and the bracelet that was on his arm, and I brought them here to my lord. Then David took hold of his clothes and tore them. Likewise all the men that were with him. They mourned and wept. They fasted until evening for Saul, and for Jonathan his son, and for the people of the Lord, and for the house of Israel, because they were fallen by the sword. David said to the young man, "Where are you from?" He said, "I am the son of a stranger, an Amalekite." David said, "How are you not afraid to stretch forth your hand to destroy the Lord's anointed?" And David called one of the young men and said, "Go near and fall upon him." And he smote him so that he died. And David said, "Your blood be upon your own head, for your mouth has testified against you, saying, 'I have slain the Lord's anointed.'" Then David lamented with this lamentation over Saul and over Jonathan his son. He commanded that the children of Judah be taught the song of the bow. He said, "The beauty of Israel is slain upon your high places. How are the mighty fallen? Tell it not in Gath. Publish it not in the streets of Ashkelon, lest the daughters of the Philistines rejoice, lest the daughters of the uncircumcised triumph. You mountains of Gilboa, let there be no dew, neither rain upon you. For there the shield of the mighty is cast away." Saul and Jonathan were lovely and pleasant in their lives. In their death they were not divided. They were swifter than eagles. They were stronger than lions. Daughters of Israel, weep over Saul. He clothed you in scarlet with delights. He put ornaments of gold upon your clothing. How are the mighty fallen in the midst of the battle? O Jonathan, you were slain in your high places. I am distressed for you, my brother Jonathan. Very pleasant have you been to me. Your love to me was wonderful, passing the love of women. How are the mighty fallen, and the weapons of war perished? Chapter 2. And it came to pass after this, David asked the Lord, saying, "Shall I go up into any of the cities of Judah?" And the Lord said to him, "Go up." And David said, "Where shall I go up?" And he said, "To Hebron." So David went up there, and his 2 wives also, Ahinoam the Jezreelitess, and Abigail the wife of Nabal the Carmelite. David brought up the men that were with him, every man with his household. And they lived in the cities of Hebron. And the men of Judah came. They anointed David king over the house of Judah. They told David that the men of Jabesh-Gilead buried Saul. And David sent messengers to them, saying, "Blessed are you of the Lord, for you have shown kindness to your master Saul and buried him. Now the Lord show kindness and truth to you, and I also will repay you this kindness. Be strong and be valiant, for your master Saul is dead, and the house of Judah has anointed me king over them." But Abner the son of Ner, captain of Saul's army, took Ishbosheth the son of Saul. He brought him over to Mahanaim. He made him king over Gilead, and over Asherites, and over Jezreel, and over Ephraim, and over Benjamin, and over all Israel. Ishbosheth, Saul's son, was 40 years old when he began to reign over Israel, and he reigned 2 years. But the house of Judah followed David. The time that David was king in Hebron over the house of Judah was 7 years and 6 months. Abner the son of Ner went out from Mahanaim to Gibeon. Joab the son of Zeruiah and the servants of David went out and met them by the pool of Gibeon. They sat down, one on one side of the pool and the other on the other side. And Abner said to Joab, "Let the young men now rise and play before us." And Joab said, "Let them rise." Then 12 of Benjamin, of Ishbosheth the son of Saul, and 12 of the servants of David arose. They caught everyone his fellow by the head and thrust his sword in his fellow's side. So they fell down together. The battle was very fierce that day. Abner was beaten, and the men of Israel before the servants of David. Chapter 3. Now there was long war between the house of Saul and the house of David. But David grew stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul grew weaker and weaker. David had sons born to him in Hebron. His firstborn was Amnon of Ahinoam the Jezreelitess. The second, Chileab of Abigail, the wife of Nabal the Carmelite. The third, Absalom the son of Maacah, the daughter of Talmai king of Geshur. The fourth, Adonijah the son of Haggith. The fifth, Shepadiah the son of Abital. The sixth, Ithream by Eglah David's wife. These were born to David in Hebron. As the war continued, Abner made himself strong for the house of Saul. But he fell out with Ishbosheth over a concubine of Saul. Abner was angry. He said, "Am I a dog's head? As for me, I show kindness this day to the house of Saul. And you charge me today with a fault concerning a woman? So do God to Abner, and more also. As the Lord has sworn to David, even so I do, to transfer the kingdom from the house of Saul, to set up the throne of David over Israel and over Judah from Dan to Beersheba." And Ishbosheth could not answer Abner a word again, because he feared him. Then Abner sent messengers to David, saying, "Make your league with me, and behold, my hand shall be with you to bring all Israel to you." And David said, "Good, I will make a league with you. But one thing I require of you. You shall not see my face except you first bring Michal, Saul's daughter, when you come to see my face." And Abner went out in peace. But Joab returned from pursuing a troop and brought much spoil with him. He was told that Abner had been with the king and had gone in peace. Then Joab came to the king and said, "What have you done? Behold, Abner came to you. Why have you sent him away and he is gone? You know Abner. He came to deceive you, to know you're going out and you're coming in, to know all that you do." And when Joab was gone out from David, he sent messengers after Abner. They brought him back from the well of Sirah, but David knew it not. And when Abner was returned to Hebron, Joab took him aside in the gate to speak with him quietly. There he struck him in the stomach, so that he died, for the blood of Asahel his brother. And afterward, when David heard it, he said, "I and my kingdom are guiltless before the Lord forever from the blood of Abner the son of Ner. Let it rest on the head of Joab, and on all his father's house." David said to Joab and to all the people that were with him, "Tear your clothes, put on sackcloth, mourn before Abner." And King David followed the bier. They buried Abner in Hebron. The king lifted up his voice and wept at the grave of Abner, and all the people wept. The king lamented over Abner and said, "Died Abner as a fool dies? Your hands were not bound. Your feet were not put into fetters. As a man falls before wicked men, so fell you." And all the people wept again over him. When all the people came to cause David to eat food while it was yet day, David swore, saying, "So do God to me, and more also if I taste bread or anything else, till the sun be down." All the people took notice of it. It pleased them. For whatever the king did pleased all the people. So all the people and all Israel understood that day that it was not the king's will to slay Abner the son of Ner. The king said to his servants, "Do you not know that there is a prince and a great man fallen this day in Israel? I am this day weak, though anointed king. These men, the sons of Zeruiah, are too hard for me. The Lord shall reward the doer of evil according to his wickedness." This is the word of the Lord from 2 Samuel chapters 1 to 3. David is rising. The kingdom is shifting, and the hand of God is at work. If this has blessed you, do not stop here. Click the link in the description to continue with the next part, chapters 4 to 7. Stay with us on this journey through the Word of God.